So guys, the congressman from the United States has given an update on the stance of the U.S. as regards to the insecurity targeting Christians in Nigeria. But before we take a look at the video, let's see some of the headlines. This is coming from Dr. Abati, and he tweeted and said, U.S. Senator accuses federal government of masking Christian persecution with media spin. You know, the U.S. has always said that the government allows the media houses to say what pleases the government and don't allow them to cover the reality on ground. And that is exactly what you saw Dr. Abati re-echoing in his tweet. Now, it will even shock you to know that before now, this is the vice president of Nigeria. He said, Borno governor attacks Jonathan, seeks amnesty for Boko Haram. This is to tell you that we have sympathizers of Boko Haram now in government. Now, this headline here says, insecurity, Tinubu asks Jonathan to resign. It happened under the leadership of Jonathan. They asked him to resign. Now it's happening under the Tinubu's government. They don't want anybody to speak. The northern elders are all quiet. People are not speaking. People are not coming out to say what they are seeing. So guys, I'm just going to allow you to take a look at the reaction coming from the US. That's the latest reaction from Congressman Moore, and also other videos that I've attached here just for you to see what is happening. But before then, Britain has reacted to all what is happening in Nigeria, and this is what he has got to say, Nick Donnelly. He said, Tinubu's regime has proven its complicity and guilt by engaging in campaign of media manipulation to cover up Christian genocide in Nigeria. Bola Daniel, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and the rest of them, they've been all over the platforms, you know, saying there's no genocide in Nigeria. And guess what? Nigerians are proving them wrong with all the evidence all over the places. Now, Gumi said Nigerians were burying empty coffins. Take a look at this video. This is the moment some people have decided to start bringing up some coffins that were actually opened before they were buried. You know, these people, the way they march on them is something people will not want to behold. So sometimes these corpses are just buried like that. Now, I'm just going to allow you to take a look at these videos and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.
Let's be going. Let's be going. Please, God of mercy. Please, duk wanda ya hoto ya wuce haka, wanda bai gani ba ya juya, ku bi layi haka, wanda ya gani ya wuce, wanda ya gani ya wuce.
Especially as this year has been another large number of Christians killed. And so we're quite excited about the intervention by President Trump. It's the first time our missionaries are saying a sigh of relief that at least help is coming. And we want to see this stopped, and we want to see our government act to do the needful to stop the killing. That's all we're asking for.
President Trump continues to ramp up calls for Nigeria to do more to protect Christians in that country. Let's take a closer look at the roots of religious tension there. The country is split into three sections, the north largely Muslim and at least partially governed by Sharia law. The middle belt, which is mixed, and the heavily Christian south. Much of the violence against Christians that we've been hearing about takes place in the northeast region of the country at the hands of jihadist groups like Boko Haram, as well as Fulani militias in the central belt and elsewhere. According to the International Society for Civil Liberties and the Rule of Law, more than 7,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria this year alone. Some 125,000 in the last 16 years, and more than 19,000 churches burned. So let's bring in Congressman Riley Moore, one of the first lawmakers to bring this to national attention. Good to have you on Fox News Sunday.
Shannon, thanks for having me on.
So I know the president has tapped you and Congressman Tom Cole to look into this. Can you tell us anything about how you'll investigate and what options you may give to the president, or what plans he should have for handling this?
Yes, we've already started that investigation, and it's the House Appropriations Committee, and we're working with the other relevant stakeholders in Congress, including the House Foreign Affairs Committee, also working with leadership and their staff as well, to present findings to the president here as soon as we can And once we have some real ground truth from our perspective, obviously we've been working with the State Department, the NSC as well, and the White House staff, and we're in constant coordination and communication on this issue. But we're going to get to the bottom of this, and obviously the map that you just showed really highlights the tragedy that's going on there, how horrific this is, these killings of these Christians, our brothers and sisters in Christ. But we, and as President Trump has stated, we're going to stop this.
Well, he's talked about potentially boots on the ground there, going in guns a-blazing. But I want to read something from Nigeria's president. He says the characterization of Nigeria as religiously intolerant doesn't reflect our national reality. Religious freedom and tolerance have been a core tenet of our collective identity and shall always remain so. Nigeria opposes religious persecution and does not encourage it. He says the picture we're getting here is not accurate.
You know, unfortunately, that is completely false. I mean, there are states in Nigeria that have blasphemy laws, people who are facing the death penalty right now for blasphemy against Islam. There's a person currently right now who's held in prison for defending himself from attack from a Muslim militant from the Fulani tribe. He defended himself, and he's facing the death penalty. So, no, there's serious persecution happening in Nigeria. I know the president, Tinubu, is in a difficult position in trying to protect his interests there in that country, but they are complicit in this to one degree or another with statements like this.
So the New York Times says it's not just Christians. They say attacks on Muslims in the country often receive far less attention within Nigeria and globally, even though they have also been killed by the tens of thousands, with groups like Boko Haram preying on Muslim communities. So is it fair to say that there are other religious minorities, depending on which section of the country, and you're a minority in that particular section of the country, that they are at threat as well?
Look, there are Muslims that are being killed here, but the deaths that we have been able to garner from the facts on the ground, it's 5 to 1. 5 to 1 Christians versus other minorities, other religious affiliations in that country. Now, there are Shia Muslims there. These terrorists are Sunni Salafists who are doing these attacks. So, of course, the Shias are going to also be targeted in this. But it is 5 to 1 Christians who are being killed in Nigeria.
What can the U.S. do? Quickly, what should we do? Do we have a role in something that seems to be an internal dispute in a different sovereign country?
I think we absolutely do. Look, we're a Christian nation and a nation that believes in values and virtues of standing up for people who are being persecuted. That designation the president just did, a country of particular concern, unlocks 15 different levers that the president can use against that country, sanctions being one of them, withholding development dollars, restricting financing from international institutions. So there's a lot that could be done there, but the president has put all options on the table, including military kinetic action.
Okay.
A disaster was averted at a church in Kaduna State yesterday when a suspected suicide bomber was arrested. One 34-year-old Nathaniel Samuel pretended to have come to church to worship, but left to use the convenience, leaving behind a bag on a seat suspected to have been an explosive device. Tension began to grow among the worshippers, and the security team in the church came in and took the bag. The suspect was caught hiding, possibly waiting for an explosion. He was handed over to the State Police Command for interrogation. It was also learned that it wasn't the first time the suspect was coming to church, having been sent away just the week before.
We've gone through our CCTV camera. We didn't see where he entered, but we saw how he entered the church and how he jumped the back and everything. The camera has not been able to pick him entering the church from both gates. How he managed to sneak in with that bag, it's a big bag, the normal school bag. It's something that we're still trying to find out from our own kids.
Kabiru Sokoto that bombed Nyanyan in 2011. When they rearrested him, guess where they caught him? In the house of Shetima in Abuja. What is he doing in the house of Shetima if Shetima doesn't know him? But today, Shetima is your vice president. How do you win a war where terrorists are ruling you? Where terrorist sympathizers are moving around? This is not a period to say we are praying. No! This is a period of wisdom. This is a period of action.
So he starts that comment off by saying it's almost out of control. He ends it by saying we're optimistic that things are being done. Are you optimistic?
Well, not with some of the statements Mr. Governor is making. This is like flogging a child and threatening the child to not cry. When you say you're going after people who are trying to paint it in ethnic and religious robes, These are people that have been dying for years.
We will.
You cannot control how
We will
how
go.
people
We will go
are
after
going
them.
to complain
We will
with
go after
respect to
them.
how they are dying,
judge-
Mr. Governor.
the judge
You cannot
decide.
say somebody who is a Christian who has
Madam,
had
we
his
have
church
laws in
burned,
this
who has had
country.
their homes
We have the
burned,
penal
and
code.
have had several religious places,
We have the
pastors
penal
dying
code.
and all that. You can
It
come and
criminalizes
say,
hate
well,
speech.
they should
It
not
criminalizes
think,
this. We
and
will
they're
go
not
after
saying
all
that
those
this
that
is
encourage this
this
violence. We
conflict
will
has
not
a
be
religious
deterred. We will
tone.
go after them.
That's
will
unheard
go
of.
after them.
You cannot say you're going
Andy,
to go
can
after
you hear the
people
governor
for
saying
giving
we
to
will go
Southern
after
because
them?
people are dying for tribes that they
go
come
after
from.
them.
I mean, it's
We will
in
go
Southern
after
Kaduna.
all of
Herdsmen
those
are not
that
attacking
have
certain tribes in Southern
platforms to
Kaduna.
encourage
I, as a
violence,
woman from
resort to
Kafanchan,
self-help.
can feel and express
let
the
the
fact
judge
that
decide.
I am dying because I come from here. And you cannot tell me, Mr. Governor, that I cannot complain about these things. I cannot express my frustration.
You tell that to the
You're going
judge,
to say you're
madam.
going to arrest us for expressing our frustration. It's unheard of, Mr. Governor. I do not support that, and I don't think that that's reasonable
We
at
will
all.
arrest-
That is lashing out at
we
people.
will
People are
arrest-
dying, and they are going to
Yes.
react to dying, Mr. Governor. And if those people who
We
are
will-
dying
we will-
think that they are dying because they come from Southern Kaduna, you cannot arrest them.
Andy,
For
let me-
that, if those people think that they
We
are
will- we
dying
will
because they
arrest
are
them.
Christians, you cannot
We will-
arrest or
we-
try
this-
to shut
this-
them
this is
down
the
for that.
problem.
That
Andy?
is bullying, Mr. Governor.
Andy, let me just
It should
ask
be
you
pointed
this.
out that it
Andy,
is
give me a
bullying.
moment, because we're almost
That
at
it
the
is
end of this
bullying,
part
Mr.
of our
Governor.
program. Andy, is it not enough that the governor says we will arrest the people who are guilty of, or the people who are believed
them
to
before a judge.
carrying out the atrocities?
Well,
Is
you're going to arrest
is that
people
not
are
enough for
actually
you?
Killing. You're arresting people that are actually killing. Those are people you should arrest. But then people are dying. They have every right to say, well, this is why I think I'm dying. And your job
didn't
as
say we'll
Mr.
not-
Governor is
we
to
will
make
arrest
sure
everybody.
that
We
they
will
do
not
not
just arrest-
die.
we are
Your
not
job,
just
Mr.
arrest
Governor,
those
is to
that
make sure that
are
they do not
encouraging
die.
hatred.
Now
We'll
we are
arrest
not
everyone.
seeing that.
So,
You put
Andy-
us under a curfew.
Donald Trump, please come quickly. Come quickly. There is genocide in Nigeria. I didn't say genocide against Christians or genocide against Muslims. There is genocide in Nigeria. People are finishing Nigerians in the northern part of Nigeria and some parts of the south. And somebody said that they brought these fellows from outside Nigeria to unseat Goodluck Jonathan, President Goodluck Jonathan. And the person is walking around, the former governor. Now, there's one video I saw. A security man sent it to me. The caption is, "Do not travel by road in northern Nigeria." The video showed the gruesome elimination of travelers who were kidnapped. The evil man shouting Allah Akbar was using bazooka, the bazooka tube, the heavy metal that they carry on the shoulders to shoot at tanks in those days, was using it to whip the heads of their captives that they had chained, clubbing them to death. A very terrible scene that I cannot show here because of YouTube policies. The people are Nigerians. Somebody said that the bandits, the terrorists, are their brothers, their sons, and they know them. Something wrong with your brain. So those who are outsiders, that they are clubbing their heads to death, they are not people's fathers, they are not people's uncles, they are not people's brothers. In Katsina State, somebody who has an organization there is saying that bandits now call them, that they should bring their wives and their daughters. In Katsina State, where Buhari comes from, Buhari, that is late, Katsina State, in the north. There's a news item that 6 directors of the Ministry of Defense were kidnapped. And these terrorists, these criminals, are asking for 150 million to release them. When Donald Trump calls us a disgraced country, very lazy and lousy people who have not been to the battlefield, who are not experiencing the pain, will come, will fight, do this, will resist. He did not say he's coming to invade Nigeria. Even if he says he's coming to invade Nigeria, what can you do when you can't defeat a ragtag army, humiliating us. I know the military has woken up. Police, DSS, they've woken up. Air Force, they are striking. But we cannot do it alone because there are traitors amongst the military, police, DSS, traditional rulers, governors, senators, the natives, traitors. And we cannot continue like this. For Ministry of Defense directors to be kidnapped, it's a disgrace. We are a disgraced nation. The Nigerian army, in collaboration with Donald Trump. Donald Trump, don't collaborate with the Nigerian army. Just do your own. Strike Sambisa Forest. Strike Toji. Strike these people. The man in Katsina said that after the peace talk, that the banditry increased. You don't negotiate with the devil. You don't negotiate with Satan. Donald Trump, there is genocide in Nigeria. Let's change the narrative. There is genocide in Nigeria. They are killing Nigerians. And you cannot tolerate that. Come and help us. Come and help us. Don't listen to deluded political parasites and religious bigots who are deluded. Our people in the north and even in the south here are suffering in the hands of crazy radical Islamists.
The Allah chairman of Barkiladi. This man has helped a lot. Throughout the night to morning, sectors were destroyed by Fulani terrorists. In which the Fulani terrorists, we are going to see what we can do. The chairman Miyetti Allah must explain what happened because he vowed he will never pay the damage that has been done in this place. His vow, since his vow, I also vow, I must see his end by trying to compensate my people land that they were able to come and harvest. Look at the destruction, the bread, they harvest the maize and give it to their cows. Their cows slept on this on this farm yesterday throughout in the morning. And even our people in this village were able to cut the cow. But the security released that cow to them. They caught about 100 and something cows. Is it 49? Eh? 100, how many cows? Kuzona mana. We make a damu kune. Muna nang 100 now. And 49 cows were arrested on this field. And the security have released those cows to them. And the Miyetti Allah, the chairman Miyetti Allah, vowed he will never pay anything. And if this is what the case is all about, then we are in trouble. We are in trouble, which means war has been declared and they are aware of what is happening. When we say we don't have anybody that can stand for us, but we have to speak. We have to speak and speak for the sake of this land. I will summon Miyetti Allah in our sector 4. They should look for him, the chairman, because he has vowed before the villagers. What happened? Today, this morning, we wake up. They hear the cows in on farm.
Shi commander na Ripia suka samu shaniken suka tattare su.
They met the sun samu shaniken a cikin gona?
Yes sir.
They met the cows?
Yes sir.
149.
Sai muka tattara shaniken aka wuce Kafi Abu.
We carry all the chaff, we lead them to Kafi Abu so that they will come and compensate the damage that they did on this land. Yes. All our maize were harvested. Only few are standing here.
Yes, sir. Sannan kuma sun je ce mana shanu guda ɗaya ne yayi barnan. Ba duka shaniken bane. Wai wanda su yi barnan daban ne ba su bane. Kuma mu har ga Allah wayannan shaniken ne because tun karfe 5 yaran suna ta monitor nasu because mun gan watakila suna da bindiga a cikin su. Mun zo kusa.
They have guns.
Za su harbe mu watakila.
Maybe.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So fear, so maybe they have gone. They are looking for the people to come close.
Say the Garia why say mun kira repair.
We'll call repair command.
Yes, sir. Station can respond. suka zo muka same su.
Thank you, Ripia. May God bless the commander that is there in Ripia.
Yes, sir. The she commander na Kura.
And commander, we thank the commander of Kura.
Yes,
he doesn't want injustice.
Injustice at all. Injustice.
They told them to come and see the damage, and they refused to come.
Yes, sir. They refused.
Let us go to see the pepe that they have destroyed. I don't care whether I am dirtying my clothes, I don't care. Look at how they cut this one and they brought it down yesterday night.
You see,
they put cows into this pepe irrigation farm. Look at the list of cows. Look at how they have marched and destroyed the pepe.
In 2017, for instance, there was an attack in Bakin Kogi, Kaninkong. And Channels TV, I'll mention names, said 7 houses were burnt and 4 people were killed. I left Port Harcourt to southern Kaduna. I counted 150 houses. And I saw a mass grave containing 21 persons. So the media is also complicit in what is happening in the Middle Belt. Thank God for News Central for what you're doing. Unfortunately, you are very young. You started in 2017 or thereabout. But these atrocities have been going on for many years. Before I founded Middle Belt Times, let me tell you why. I was writing for various platforms. And sometimes when I write my stories, they will tell me that these guys are not terrorists. They are unknown gunmen or they are bandits. And one day I spoke to an editor. I said, look, sir, don't publish my story. And in 2019, of course, because if you must speak the truth as a journalist in this country, then you must be ready to face the consequences. 2019, I spent 162 days in prison for my uncompromised reportage. And when I was stepping into Kaduna prison, the first thing I wanted to see were the terrorists that have been terrorizing our people. I didn't find any. The few I found, including the ones who killed the Agwam Adara in 2018, they were looking better than me that was coming from outside in the prison. As of today, I don't know their whereabouts. They may have been released because I remember meeting a certain Adamu in Kaduna prison who told me something. He said, look, he was arrested for illegal possession of firearm. That's a capital offense. The security agents are no longer here. I heard somebody talking about the judiciary. It's a compromised judiciary. It is. When I got to prison, I saw a lot of young men from southern Kaduna who were standing trial for simply trying to defend their communities. I wept bitterly.
But Donald Trump, if you are the one God will use to answer our prayer, come quick, and come swift, and come strong. Since our general overseers and church leaders are muted, so God has to send a help. I believe Donald Trump is God sent. Whatever you like, you say. Many of us don't even know anything. You know, I have been into politics. You know, I was a deputy speaker of a state. You know, I have been into... my understanding is different from all other pastors' understanding. What I saw in politics, you can't see it from the pulpit. God gave me the understanding of how Nigerian nation works. Nigeria is one country, but different nation. Anybody that says Nigeria is a nation missed it. Nigeria is not a nation. It's a country, all right. We can live together, but on an agreeable term. Oh, don't let me go there. The most pitiable tribe is the Igbo nation. Igbo nation is to be mostly pitied. I am not a fan of nnamdi Kanu, but he has reason to become the leader of his people. Let Biafra be. Let them live their life. Let Yoruba live their life. Let Hausa live their life. Let Fulani live their life. Let's come on the top and just have a union. But to subject all other tribes under one tribe, no. Somebody say no. No. Say Donald Trump, come. Say, save us. We are almost being driven to extinction. Christians are an endangered species in Nigeria. The plan is on. They are everywhere. All this kidnapping, all this banditry, you think their powers are behind it. I don't know how the president will do it. I know he's a very courageous man. I know our president, President Bola Tinubu, is a very courageous man. He's an experienced politician. But I don't know how he will confront this. Because the power behind this genocide, the power behind this banditry, the power behind Boko Haram, the power behind kidnapping, the power, those of us in Lagos and South, we don't know what's going on. Not where it's a totally different country. It's an Islamic republic. There is no, in all the 12 key Sharia states in the north, there is no church that can be given CFO to build. It's a haram. You can't. Is that one country? No, go and find out. Go and carry out all research. You can never. Church to them is an anathema. Anyway, I'm not going that direction. The Lord will give him grace. What we don't want is war. And Donald Trump is not saying he's coming to wage war against Nigeria. He didn't say that. He didn't say he wants to come and take Tinubu out. He didn't say that. He said the killers of Christians that all the previous governments have not been able to do is coming to take them out. The worst government we have ever had in this country was the last one under President Muhammad Buhari. That 8 years took us down. It was the years of taking us down. He opened the northeast, northwest for their kith and kin to come in. Buhari's main agenda was to turn Nigeria into a Fulani state. Only God delivered us from him. God that delivered us from him will still deliver us from this. There will be no war in Nigeria, but all the killers of Christians will go. All those who want to drive church to extinction will go. You know, they are continuing the Usman Dan Fodio jihad. Usman Dan Fodio said they are going to come from the north and deep Quran in the Atlantic Ocean. They are still on it. You saw how they captured Kwara. How many of you know the history of Kwara State? You don't know anything. You know Kwara is an emirate. And you saw the evil happening in Kwara already now. You see the atrocity, the killings. How many people from Kwaras are here? Kwaras. You see the killings going on in your state. You see the killing every day. And after Ilorin, what do you have? Ogbomoso. After Ogbomoso, Ibadan. After Ibadan, Lagos. They are coming. They are coming. But the Lord is stopping them. Donald Trump, come fast. So those of you that have a wrong mindset, I am having your mindset. That Mordecai said to Esther, if you fail to rise up to save the Jews, help will come from another place.
First of all, I'm glad that something like this came up. Whenever I'm making videos like this, most people feel like I'm just talking. I don't know what they talk about, and just content that they create. This is not content for me. I know what I am saying. Now, soldiers are complaining that bandits in the army are giving out information to their former commanders. I don't talk this thing tired before. You go arrest a known bandits. They don't give you order to unalive them. So you know go against that order. So you hand over these bandits to the right authority for them to do the needful. But instead, they go carry and go camp. After some months, they go say, don't repent. He's not a good person. The next thing, they go put her inside army. Not just, they go put them inside army, or then put them for police. In fact, they separate them. Some go army, some go police, some go navy, some go air force. Special candidates. Person who you arrest like 8 months ago, today is now your colleague. Una did the same duty. So how can you be so comfortable that these same terrorists will watch your back if anything happens? This person, they are still loyal to their former commanders. They are terrorist commanders. They are loyal to them. Now the reason why these soldiers go make plans on how to launch an attack, the next thing, they don't hear everything. They know everything when it happen. They know the kind of weapon where they base. They know numbers of soldiers where they are around. They know everything. Courtesy of the so-called repentant Boko Haram that the government push into the military. To do what? To fight their fellow, their not even formal colleagues. They are still colleagues. It just be like you send somebody undercover to, work with the enemy. That's what they are doing. They are still loyal to the commanders. They still do dirty work for them. I say you go plan something. Men go plan something. As they finish that meeting, they don't bandits or Boko Haram don't hear everything. How you want to take fight that can fight? How you want to achieve your aim with saboteurs they inside your camp? Think about it. These people are terrorists. They were caught. They did not go to prison. They went for military training. And now they are soldiers working together with the same soldiers that arrested them. But they are still loyal to their former terrorist commanders, giving out information. If soldiers they pass here, bandit Boko Haram don't know that road they pass, they'll lay ambush. Come on, Nigerian government, come on. Come on.
So guys, you have seen it for yourself. This is what is happening in Nigeria. I just hope that we'll find a solution to all this problem. Now, this one here says, if a pastor can kidnap himself as, okay, these are Northerners trying to prove the narrative. And this one says, the average Nigerian citizen knows that the media officer in Aso Rock and other media platforms are susceptible to being influenced by federal government to misinform public and misinterpret facts just to reduce the smear of the inactivity and incompetence in handling insecurity issues in the country. This person, drug baron, a failure president with his tribe supporting his failures, shows that they are not qualified to be in Nigeria. And this person here is a Bolaji Mohammed Tinubu dictatorship is over. He knows it, but foolishly stood with Muhammad Buhari Islamization project. Boko Kashim Shetima terrorists acts as attacks on the increase, and the Fulani Kanuri partnership must be stopped. This other person here said the truth is the Tinubu sign to allow Fulani exterminate Christians and take over their lands. All the excuses that the army must get permission from Abuja to intervene and all that. APC government filled with lies and propaganda. What he doesn't know is that truth cannot be hidden. And this other person here said, Tinubu is a one-time president by God's grace. Rather, they push propaganda with claims of striking terrorists with fake news images. Tinubu, they play data boys. So Nigerians are reacting that the federal government is actually very, very complicit when it comes to what is happening. Because recently we heard that they sent peace people to go negotiate peace in the south, in the middle belt. The question remains: have they finally accepted that Christians are being fired? Have they finally accepted? Why send people to go negotiate peace? There's no chaos. People came and invaded you. There's no chaos. It's just ready to drive the people away. That's what, you know. Now, we have to show them we won't take it. Kogi Governor Ododo threatens to clamp down on citizens who criticize Tinubu government. Can you imagine? This is exactly what the media, the United States is saying, that the Tinubu's government is trying to manipulate the media, not to give the real fact of what is happening in Nigeria. It's really so sad that we saw ourselves in all this mess. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.